The metaverse is one of the hottest topics in the world of technology and finance right now. It's a term that's been around for decades, but only recently has it started to gain mainstream attention. With major companies like Facebook, Microsoft, and Epic Games all investing heavily into this new frontier. There's no doubt that the metaverse is going to be huge, but what does that mean for investors? Is now the time to jump in and try to capitalize on this trend? Or are we still early enough that there are better opportunities ahead? In this video, we'll take an in-depth look at the metaverse and discuss whether or not it's worth investing in right now. So stay tuned. What is the metaverse? Before we can talk about whether or not you should invest in the metaverse, we need to first understand what it is. Essentially, the metaverse is a persistent, immersive, and interconnected digital world where people can interact with each other in ways that were impossible before. It's a place where you can socialize, play games, do business, and even attend events like concerts or sporting events. There are already a number of different platforms that have been created in the metaverse, but perhaps the most popular ones are Sandbox and Decentraland. Both of these platforms allow users to buy, sell, and trade virtual land, which they can then use to build anything they want. You can also monetize your creations by selling them to other users or even holding events on your property. Other platforms like Meta's Horizon Worlds are focused more on social interaction. They allow users to create avatars that they can use to interact with other people in the metaverse. You can also join groups and attend events like parties or meetups. But while these platforms are still in their early stages of development, there's no doubt that they have the potential to change the way we live, work, and play. And let's take a closer look at some of the investment opportunities that the metaverse presents. Investing in the metaverse, a new frontier for investors. Now that we have a better understanding of what the metaverse is, let's talk about the investment opportunities that it presents. One of the most obvious ways to invest in the metaverse is by purchasing virtual land or real estate. As we mentioned earlier, platforms like Decentraland and Sandbox allow users to buy, sell, and trade virtual land, which they can then use to build anything they want. This means that you could potentially make a lot of money if you purchase a piece of land that becomes valuable. For example, in December 2021, a plot of land in Decentraland sold for over $4.3 million. That's a pretty insane return on investment if you ask me. However, it's important to keep in mind that the value of virtual land can be very volatile. It all depends on how much demand there is for it at any given time. So if you're thinking about investing in virtual land, be sure to do your research and only spend what you can afford to lose. Another way to invest in the metaverse is by purchasing metaverse companies or tokens. There are a number of different metaverse companies out there, but some of the most popular ones include Decentraland, Sandbox, and Engine. These companies all have their own cryptocurrencies that you can purchase. So if you believe in the metaverse and think that it's going to be huge, then buying one of these tokens could be a good investment. Decentraland and Sandbox are both virtual reality platforms like we discussed earlier. They allow users to buy, sell, and trade virtual land, which they can then use to build anything they want. Decentraland's native token is called Mana, and Sandbox's native token is called Sand. Both of these tokens can be purchased on a number of different cryptocurrency exchanges. Then there's Engine, which is a blockchain gaming platform that allows users to create, play, and monetize blockchain games. It also has its own cryptocurrency called ENJ that can be purchased on a number of different exchanges. Keep in mind, though, that just like with virtual land, the price of these tokens can be very volatile. So again, only invest what you can afford to lose. Finally, another way to invest in the metaverse is by investing in decentralized applications or services that operate within the metaverse. There are a number of different dApps and services out there. Some of the most popular ones include games, social platforms, and marketplaces. For example, there are a number of different games that have been created in the metaverse, many of which are similar to popular games like Minecraft or Roblox. There are also social platforms like Second Life that allow users to create avatars and interact with each other. And there are marketplaces like OpenSea where you can buy, sell, and trade NFTs. If you think that these platforms and services are going to be huge, then investing in them could be a great opportunity. Just be sure to do your research and only invest what you can afford to lose. Now that we've covered some of the investment opportunities in the metaverse, let's discuss some of the risks that are involved. The first risk to be aware of is volatility and speculation. The crypto market is known for being volatile, and the Metaverse is no exception. The value of virtual land, companies, and tokens can fluctuate wildly, making it easy to lose a lot of money if you're not careful. This is especially true when it comes to speculation. Many people are buying up virtual land and other assets in the Metaverse, simply because they think that they will become more valuable in the future. However, there's no guarantee that this will happen. So if you're thinking about investing in the Metaverse, be sure to do your research and don't just jump in blindly. Another risk to be aware of is technological roadblocks. The Metaverse is still in its early stages of development, and there are sure to be a number of technological roadblocks along the way. This includes scalability issues, interoperability problems between different platforms, and security vulnerabilities. For example, one of the biggest challenges facing the Metaverse right now is scalability. As more and more people start to use it, it's going to become more difficult to keep up with the demand. This could lead to slower load times, glitches, and other problems that could make the Metaverse less enjoyable for users. Another challenge is interoperability. Right now it's difficult to move from one Metaverse platform to another. This means that you're kind of locked into whatever platform you choose to use. If you want to switch, you basically have to start over from scratch. Finally, there are security vulnerabilities. Since the Metaverse is still new, there are a lot of security vulnerabilities that could be exploited by hackers. This could result in the loss of virtual land, cryptocurrencies, and other assets. And finally, let's discuss regulatory uncertainty. The Metaverse is still relatively new, and as a result, there's a lot of uncertainty about how it will be regulated. This includes uncertainty about how cryptocurrencies will be taxed, whether or not virtual asset ownership will be recognized by law, and more. This uncertainty could lead to a lot of problems for investors, especially those who are not familiar with the space. Despite these risks, I am still bullish on the Metaverse, and I believe that it's going to be huge in the coming years. That's why I've made a point to invest in a number of different Metaverse projects myself. But that doesn't mean that I haven't lost money in the process. In fact, I've lost quite a bit of money investing in the Metaverse. But that's just part of investing, and it's something that every investor needs to be prepared for. So how can you invest in the Metaverse safely? First, do your due diligence and research thoroughly before investing in any Metaverse project. This includes doing your research on the team behind the project, the technology, and the overall viability of the project. Second, diversify your investments. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Instead, spread your investments across a number of different Metaverse projects. This will help you to mitigate the risk of losing everything if one of the projects that you invested in turns out to be a scam. Third, use risk management techniques. Only invest what you can afford to lose, and use stop losses when appropriate. This will help you to limit your losses if the market goes against you. Fourth, have a long-term vision. The Metaverse is still in its early stages of development, and it's going to be a few years before it really starts to take off. So be patient and don't expect to get rich quick. If you're looking for a quick buck, then the Metaverse is probably not for you. Finally, keep learning. The best way to protect yourself when investing in the Metaverse is to simply keep learning and stay up to date on the latest trends and developments. This way, you'll be able to spot potential scams and make informed investment decisions. The Metaverse is one of the most exciting developments in technology in recent years. It has the potential to revolutionize the way we work, play, and interact with each other. While there are definitely some risks involved, I believe that the potential rewards outweigh the risks. By following the tips above, you can help to ensure that you don't get scammed or taken advantage of when investing in the Metaverse. I'm bullish on the Metaverse, and I believe that it's going to be huge in the coming years. If you're interested in learning more about the Metaverse and investing in it, then be sure to do your research and stay up to date on the latest trends and developments. With that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on investing and finance. Thanks for watching.